Kenya Breweries Limited, the local subsidiary of East African Breweries Limited, is witnessing a marked increase in sales since the removal of the nationwide curfew last month. NTV's Alex Mwangi sat for an exclusive interview with KBL's Managing Director, John Musunga.
John, it has been about 9 months since you took over. How has it been so far?
To be honest, it's a really exciting business. I came from an industry that was very highly regulated. I came to one that is still regulated. But I think within the confines of regulation, we have found ways as a marketing team, as a marketing organization, to make sure that we constantly connect with our consumer. When you look at KBL through the COVID period, the company continued to invest ahead. So despite challenges and difficulties, here's a company that was forward-thinking and looked ahead, and I came and found and inherited an organization that says, yes, we have COVID today, but we will recover. Challenges, I think this industry has really been impacted by the closures of bars or the limited hours within which we could operate. But the business has pivoted, and despite all those difficulties, we have found ways to work in that regulatory environment, particularly the fact that what we call our off-trade business, the business that we do in supermarkets and in cash and carries and liquor stores, has really thrived.
Last year, UBL had a growth rate of 33%, while SBL had a growth rate of 15%, compared to KBL, which had a growth rate of 10%. What are you planning to do in order to make KBL's growth more robust?
The market factors are very different in the three countries. In Kenya, we have a fairly mature business, and so the opportunities here and the opportunities in Uganda and Tanzania may be slightly different. If you look at the results as well, you will see that KBL is about 65% of the East Africa business. So yes, while we did not grow at the same levels, we are a fairly large business, and therefore 10% growth has a huge impact on the overall performance of the business.
To what extent is excessive regulation a worry for management?
We have a major challenge with our taxes. Excise duty in Kenya increases every year, more or less. And over the last 10 years, as an example, our beer prices have doubled. And they've doubled primarily because of the excise tax regime that demands increases every year. So that is a concern for us because affordability becomes a challenge. And if affordability becomes a challenge, we see consumers either downtrading to illicit brews. We see our trade bringing in contraband. And we've also seen unscrupulous people manufacturing counterfeits. In Tanzania today, the tax regime is 3 times less excise duty than that of Kenya. But Tanzania is collecting exactly the same amount of excise duty as Kenya, which tells you that they have found the right balance, a sweet spot where they just have enough taxes and they are growing their tax base and they're avoiding the ill effects of a high tax regime. In Uganda today, their tax is half that of Kenya.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic hit, what are some of the adjustments that you've made to your supply chain in order to make your products more readily available to your consumers?
During COVID, what happened is that most of our consumers now, during the COVID period, had to buy their products, their beers and their spirits, and consume those at home and in smaller groups. That trend seems to be holding and sticking. So as a business, we are very acutely aware of that.